Good morning and welcome to Sweet Tea Hikes. I'm your host, Sweet Tea, starring the Appalachian Trail. Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's doing good today. It is a beautiful sunny day on the Appalachian Trail. Just started at Wallace Gap. I plan on trying to get to, I'm gonna try to make it to Waya Shelter tonight. It's about a 14-mile hike. I'll see how I'm feeling. This is the first video of the Appalachian Trail. Now, no, I'm not crazy. I didn't just start it in the middle of North Carolina for no reason. I've already hiked up to Wallace Gap over the years. And in order to finish the Appalachian Trail, I'm forced to do it in sections for reasons I'll get into later. But I ended at Wallace Gap, and that's where I'm picking back up. So it's probably, I don't know, 9:30, about 9:30. Just above freezing it feels like, until the wind comes and hits you and it feels like it's -20. But hopefully, if everything goes right, my goal, albeit complex and completing the whole trail, my goal is to finish the trail by sections and be done with it within this decade. Now, if you do the math, that's only about 200 miles a year. For all you math guys out there, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not good at math. But if that's the case, then 200 miles a year ain't too bad, I don't think. But anyway, I'll check back in with you later as the sun's trying to obscure your view of this beautiful face. All right, guys. Oh no, there's snow on the ground. Being from Georgia, we don't get the privilege of seeing a lot of snow. So when we do, some people, especially those, what we like to call out-of-towners, that come from areas where snow is common, like Ohio, Michigan, New York, places like that, they tend to laugh at us because we don't know what to do in it. And when you only get maybe 18 inches in a decade, that's 10 years, you don't really know how to handle it because you don't see it that often. Now granted, this is not a lot of snow. It snowed up here. See, this is Friday the 28th. I want to say it snowed 2 days ago up here. Now, being in the mountains, they might get snow, every other night. It just depends. But I am looking forward to seeing some snow. We only had one snowfall so far this year at home, which was 4.5 inches. But for some of y'all, that probably seems like a dusting. For us, that's quite a bit of snow. But all right, enough of my trying to be funny. Catch you later. I'm right at mile 107. Came across this beautiful view. It's facing north. Kind of foggy, or not foggy, but hazy today. I'm sure this cold front will probably push most of that out. Kind of see, yeah. Mainly just pasture so far, but all right. Well, I just passed Winding Stair Gap. I've been hiking for about an hour. I'm gonna make this short and sweet. If you get to Winding Stair Gap, walk in between the guardrail and the mountain. Don't walk on the road. The way people drive, you're liable to get run over. All right, catch you later. Well, good evening, guys. So I know you can't see me, but I'm sitting here in my tent at Way-A-Bald Shelter. I got here probably about 4:30 or so. It was about sunset when I got here. It's about 2100 right now. Excuse me. It's 9 p.m. About to call it a night. Snow was a good 5 inches deep or so once I got past the fire tower on top of Way-A-Bald there. I had to move snow when I got to camp in order to put the tent down. My original plan was to stay at a campsite right there at Wine Spring Road. There's a little like clearing, pasture, meadow right there. But I started running into snow about 2.5, 3 miles past Winding Stair. So I decided just to stay at Way Shelter. That way I could be, close to the shelter if it got bad and had a strong water source. Of course, I was hoping to stay in the shelter, but when I got here, there was already about 5 or 6 other hikers staying there, had the gear all sprawled out and everything. I didn't feel like making them move anything, so I staying in my tent, which is no big deal. I like my tent anyway. I have the tarp tent notch, and this is the first time I've had it snow, so it's at least I'll be able to test how well it works in the snow, if it's going to be able to hold up to the weight if any does accumulate on top of it tonight. But I went down, got me some water when I got here, and I went down the shelter and made my supper. Had some instant mashed potatoes and threw some jerky in there with it. Had a couple of bars. I think I had a Snickers bar or something to go with it for kind of dessert. But talked to the hikers that were there, mostly through hikers. There was, I think, 2 section hikers. One was, or I think both of them are going from Springer Mountain to Hot Springs. But the water source is good. It's a little hike down to get to it, and the snow doesn't help walking down to it. But once you get down there to it, it's pretty good size, almost like a creek. It's got a cascade right there where you can fill your water up and everything. But I think it's supposed to get down to 15 or 16 tonight with the wind chill. It might be a little lower than that. I'm not entirely sure. The wind's not blowing right now, but I'm sure that'll change. There's a front moving through tonight. It's supposed to bring some more snow, so we'll see how much we wake up to. I apologize for not filming any after I left Winding Stair Gap. It started, like I said, snowing on me, and I was just focused on hiking, making sure I didn't slide off the side of the mountain and just getting the miles in. I'll add some pictures to the video to fill up all that dead space there. But it's been a real pretty day. Started snowing right after Winoster Gap. It's been snowing all day. No big flakes or anything, just kind of a light snow. Some of them, sometimes when it started snowing, it was almost like ice pellets, I guess, from where um, the atmosphere is just so cold. It doesn't have time to melt before it hits the ground. But I am going to try to make NOC tomorrow and go ahead and get to the truck, park my truck at the NOC, and was shuttled back to Wallace Gap. It's going to be about a 16.5 mile day, I believe. So I'll probably get an early start. Might film some tomorrow, I might not, I don't know yet. It just depends on how I feel. I got pretty tired later on, or got pretty tired today. That's the reason why I didn't film any. Took some pictures though, and like I said, I'll put those in the video. But like I said, 16.5 mile day, and I know good and well at this altitude there's probably going to be about 8 inches or more of snow to walk through. It's waiting on me. But alright, y'all, I'm going to snuggle down in my quilt and go to bed, and I'll see you tomorrow.